Our broadcast, and it doesn't really matter what sport. If you're playing basketball, if you're playing football, you know, turnovers will kill you, and points off turnovers were big last week as Marietta scored early and often, and after the turnovers got into the end zone three consecutive times, and it was the demise of the Vikings, that's for sure, in the first half of play.
We saw youth movement in the second half. Coach Sayers went with a young group of Vikings, got a lot of playing time. I got a feeling you're going to see more and more of those kids sprinkled in throughout the lineup as the season wears on.
Yeah, it's a good and bad thing, you know, when you're a football coach. getting those young guys in. When a game gets out of hand, you throw them in there in the fire a little bit and see, how they actually react to it. And, that's good for those kids. The problem gets to be, in my mind, a little bit, though, if your twos are going against their ones and they're dominating you, it doesn't really do a whole lot for your confidence and to really seeing anything. Later in the game, when Marietta put their twos in and our twos were going against their twos, it was a little different. We were able to move the ball a little bit, do some things, and actually get some film on some kids that you can really review and really grade out. It's hard to grade those kids out going against their ones. I mean, they were dominating our ones. So, there was no reason for our kids to expect, or our coaching staff to expect our twos to go in there and do something against their ones. If they did, it was great. But once we got twos on twos, we were able to evaluate a little bit better.
Homecoming tonight, plenty of distractions floating around Ripley High School. But, Jeff, one special moment tonight. We'll be unveiling the Mike Rubin tribute sign on the press box. And anyone who has suited up and ran out to the entrance of Viking football under the direction of Mike Rubin, you'll have chill bumps here in a few moments.
Yeah, without a doubt. Rube, we miss him dearly. So often, as you said it, Brian, there are things that happen either on our road trips or in the press box or on the field that bring back very, very fond memories. He's gone, but definitely not forgotten, never will be. As long as I live and breathe, I'll never forget him, I don't think. It's going to be a special night. You're right. The Rubin family is here tonight. This is very special. This what's happening here tonight. It's hard to explain. I don't want to give it away too early. It's like talking about a movie that nobody else has seen,
right.
And you giving all the details. But it's going to be special. So hang in there with us through pregame, because it's going to be a very special night here at Death Valley Memorial Stadium.
There's a group of Red Devils in town tonight, not the ones Jackson County fans are used to. It's the Oak Hill Red Devils. They're 3-1 this season. They dismantled Lincoln County 42-14 last week. But, Jeff, some pause. This team gives up nearly 23 points a game. Could this be the opportunity the offense can get on track, put some points on the board? We have nothing to lose. Maybe put a little pressure on the Red Devils tonight.
Well, on paper, you would definitely think that, Brian. They're giving up that many points per game, and you don't know, if those were late in the game, the blowouts when their twos come in. I don't really know. I haven't watched a lot of film on them, but I do know this. I'm watching them down there in warm-ups, and they got some quarterbacks that can spin it.
Yep.
And I can see why they're putting points up on the board, because they can stretch defenses, and if they've got the running game that I suspect they might have based on years past, that offense is going to be hard to handle. So we're going to have to put up some points here tonight. Our offense has got to wake up. We have been asleep all season long, have not put points on the board when your kicker is your leading scorer.
Hey now, hey.
You got problems offensively. I don't have any running backs or any receivers that are leading that category. And, we've got to see the end zone. We've got to get some kids in the end zone, and it can't be late in the game. It's got to be early. We've got to strike early and often and try to get some momentum going on the offensive side of the football.
This is a blitzing defense that first-year head coach Devon Merriam will bring to town. And you can look at it two ways, Jeff. You're either going to get a lot of negative plays where you're way behind the chains if you don't protect. It also opens up opportunities for big plays on the offensive end. A lot of times you see teams that run the football right at the blitz. They pop out the other end of it, nobody there to stop them. So possibly tonight we could get some big plays.
Yeah, and it's just getting them in the wrong defense, catching them at the wrong time, whether it's a run blitz or a pass blitz, Brian, as you very well know. If it's a pass blitz, we've got to be able to find a hot receiver. I mean, somebody's got a mismatch out there if they're going to do that. They're going to play, especially if they're playing press coverage. But on the other hand, of the run blitz, sometimes you can run at it and pop it out of there, as you said. Sometimes you can run away from it. You get one block, you're in the secondary, and big things happen. So, hopefully we can catch them tonight with in the wrong type of defense with the play call that we have.
Jeff, when you look at this football team, rhythm on offense, can they get Tyson Pritt going early, get him build a little bit of confidence, get him feeling good about himself?
I certainly hope so. He is a good quarterback, Brian. Don't be dismayed by what happened last week. He had a tough night last Friday night up in Marietta, but he can throw the ball, he can run the ball, and you know, if he can make a couple big plays early and get a little confidence going, get in a rhythm, as you said, and you know, the play calling is very, very important in that too. We got to get him in down and distances where he has some options out there. So he's a great athlete. He can run the ball. He can spin it out there pretty good, and hopefully tonight he has a career night.
All right, Jeff, we'll step out as we pause for the national anthem. When we return, we'll have more of the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital countdown to kickoff right here on C98, The Voice.
As we honor America with the playing of the national anthem, followed by the Ripley High School alma mater being sung tonight by a combined Ripley High School and alumni choir. Ripley High School alma mater.
That alma mater will always mean a little more to me because of what it meant to him at this point in my life, Jeff. And it's just we're about ready to unveil a really fantastic moment here before the teams run out, and we're very thankful Mountaintop Media able to put this together. So some of Mike's family, Karen in Florida, and family members from all over are going to be able to watch this and cherish this for a long time.
At the helm of the PA, and if you have ever ran onto a basketball court with Mike Rubin bringing on the Vikings, you know that the adrenaline rush is something special. Well, we will never forget his intros, especially here on Friday nights at Death Valley Memorial Stadium. And tonight, we will honor Rube with just that.
We'll go to PA announcer Kevin McClung here in a moment for a special presentation. But we say thank you to many people involved to help make this happen. We say thank you, Logan. Logan Outdoors, Todd and Cheryl McCoy made this happen. They did a fantastic job for the sign we're about ready to unveil, and several people donated their hard-earned money to make this happen, so we're certainly appreciative of that. As we await the team to line up in the huddle or in the tunnel here in a moment. Now we'll go to Kevin McClung with the announcement.
Viking fans, in January, the Viking Nation lost a member that will never be replaced. Michael Lee Rubin, or better known to all of us as Rube, was laid to rest on January 2nd of this year. His powerful voice became synonymous with Viking football during his 45 years as a public address announcer at Memorial Stadium. The 1976 graduate of Ripley High School began his career behind the mic during his time as a student. In the early 80s, Rube decided he wanted to find a signature way to announce the Vikings as they ran on the playing surface at Memorial Stadium. This became Rube's calling card for football on Friday nights in Ripley. With members of the Rubin family joining us on the field tonight, get on your feet and welcome our Vikings to the field one last time. And in the words of the legendary voice of the Vikings, it's football time in Death Valley. Let's bring on the Vikings!
Thank you, Kevin. It worked out about as well as we could have planned it out. Thank you to everyone that was involved. Matt Anderson helping along with Phil up here. Phil, if you're there, my friend, tell me what you're feeling out there right now.
Well, I have a feeling I'm feeling about the same thing you're feeling, Brian. You know, what a moment, and what a moment for homecoming for all these people, and to have Dale and the rest of the Rubin family here to experience this tonight at homecoming, and it's absolutely the cherry on top of the cake of what's already been a great homecoming day here in the city of Ripley.
So we'll check back in with you here shortly, midway through the first quarter. Good start to tonight, Jeff. Hopefully those feelings and all that continues as the night wears on.
Well, let's hope it does, Brian. The kids came sprinting out of the blue Viking helmet out of the building across the way, and they look like they're ready to go play a little bit of football. I know the fans, good turnout here for homecoming. A lot of reunions, a lot of things. Alumni Association got together earlier and had a little tailgate party, so to speak. Coach Jim Schur was down there and gave a little motivational speech with some of the class of 73 who are on hand here tonight, 50th anniversary. And so a lot of excitement here in the stadium. Let's hope we can keep it up. My friend.
Yeah, congratulations to Butch Barnett, inducted into the Viking Football Hall of Fame tonight. So good moment for him, and
how do I?
Yeah,
just a good time.
Okay, I got
it. Butch was a
this thing
teammate of mine. I was a senior, he was a sophomore, and he graduated with my younger brother Ron. And so congratulations to him in joining our Hall of Fame family.
Freezing me out up here tonight, Jeff.
Well, last time we were sweating bullets, I think Superintendent of Schools Will Hosfluke, definitely, when he was sweating up here the last home game, he definitely got the air conditioning fixed.
He made it happen. Thank you, Mr. Hosfluke, for getting that fixed for us, and the maintenance guys for making that happen. And we're ready for football, Jeff. It's a beautiful night for football. 71 degrees here at time of first kickoff. Sun setting behind the hill over to our left, and a great night for an upset.
It is. You know, we talked about homecoming, and we usually talk about it, Brian, with all the distractions that are going on, with all the kings and queens and Mr. and Miss Viking candidates and floats and parades and everything but football. But this is what we're here for, is for this homecoming football game. And all the other festivities are great, and we all enjoy those things. And a wonderful homecoming parade today. Some of the best floats I think we've seen in a lot of years put forth by the students of Ripley High School. So let's see if we can carry on the excitement that we saw this afternoon right into the football game here tonight and come away with a big upset. Oak Hill, as you said, comes into this game with only one loss on their record and are putting some points up. They're also giving up some points, my friend, but, you know, hopefully the Viking offense can get on course here tonight and put some points up on this scoreboard. It's the scorekeeper down there been a little lonely so far this year, and so we need some points on the Ripley side here tonight.
The Red Devils won the toss. They will kick it off, and they will receive. The Vikings will kick it off. Parker Keller set to kick things off for the Vikings. Deep for the Red Devils. Number 1, Elijah Gray. Also, number 3 to the far side of the field, David Spalding.
And Gray and Spalding, Brian, we watched them once. They have got a little giddy up and go in their step back there. Not real big, 152, 170 pound, both wide receivers. So we watched them sprint down the field and catch some passes that were thrown perfectly in moments. Keller
with a end-over-end kick fielded at the 9. That is going to be Gray across the 20, the 25. He tries to reverse field, goes down. Colin Moore there at the 24 to bring him to the turf.
Great coverage by the Viking kick team that time. He wanted to reverse his way out there. The turf monster got him a little bit there at about the 25-yard line, and the Vikings got pursuit down the field. Good job of getting him stopped. And that's where the Red Devils will start at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I thought they
First and 10.
I thought they spotted him at the 25, but then backed it up a couple of yards.
It's the touchdown when he put the brakes on there trying to reverse.
Back at the 23 there. So they'll come out under center. And looking to throw, bubble screen. It's Spalding with the catch. He's got about 3 yards. Colin Moore in there on the stop.
And you're right. They were trying to spring one with the speed out there in the open field. The Vikings' pursuit was there, but Moore really laid a lick on him, drove him back, and slung him to the turf with a little bit of attitude. And let's hope that that carries on throughout the night for this Viking defense.
It's the attitude they need to play with, Jeff. They need to play with a little bit of an edge. 2nd and 7 now. Lewis in the gun. Single set back to his left, hands it off, first man through, plowing through Viking defender, still on his feet, into the secondary, 40, 50, 45. Parker Boyd in pursuit, and he will save a touchdown down to the 40-yard line.
And, Brian, that has been our nemesis all season long. We get the offense in long, 3rd and long situations, and they pop another big one. We saw that last week at Marietta, and tonight, big run right up the gut of the Viking defense. And as you said, good thing that we had the speed to catch him and bring him down.
44-yard gainer for Moritz. They'll give it to him again. Why not? Same play. Vikings ready for it this time, and he just drives. Initial contact, Brady Anderson. Nowhere to go. He'll stop him right at the 30. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And, Brian, he's a big back. And he runs with a little bit of a authority out there, lays the lumber to you. He's a 185-pound senior, and he's tough to bring down, but the Vikings do. Gain of 0 on that play.
Lewis in the gun again. Moritz to his right. Two receivers either side, looking to throw near side. Overshoots the intended receiver who had a step on the Viking defender. That was Hicks. That ball was intended for, so it will fall to the turf, and it's 3rd and 10.
We saw that in warm-ups tonight. Those guys like to throw it, and they like to throw it deep. And he had a step on the Viking defender, just overthrew him, and a good defense. I think D'Amico back there on the coverage for the Vikings. So 3rd and long once again. Let's see if the Vikings can get that defense off the field.
10-minute mark here in the first quarter. No score. Red Devils driving. Called own numbers. Lewis this time. He's got first down yardage. And a penalty flag's going to fly in late. Maybe on the Vikings.
We're going to see if the quarterback that time was able to get into the open field. Lewis and Brian they're going to call hold on the Red Devils, so we're going to bring that one back. He had first down yardage, partner, but was not they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
I was afraid
holding down the field.
I was afraid we were going to get called for a horse collar tackle that time.
Yeah, one of the receivers down there locked up with one of our defensive backs, and he gets caught holding. And so 3rd and about 12.
So 3rd and 12, Lewis looking to throw again. Far pylon, throws it up for grabs. Good play over there by D'Amico. It appeared Gray had that, and D'Amico got his right hand in there to break it up. Great defensive play by the speedy defensive back.
The ball was underthrown a little bit out there on that right side. He had him a step behind D'Amico. D'Amico showed good recovery speed, Brian, as you said. But the Vikings fortunate there that ball wasn't hauled in for a big play. So 4th down now.
Play clock at 14. Red Devils still in the huddle. 4th and 12. Yard to gain is the Viking 20. Ball resting at the Viking 32 on the near hash, moving right to left. Red Devils in their white uniforms, black helmets. Snap back, Lewis looking to his left. Flushed out of the pocket. Hold, not called. Out in the flat, throws it up for grabs. Incomplete, Vikings hold. Diving attempt there, it was underthrown. And it was Hicks, I believe, the intended receiver, Jeff, but that is a huge defensive stop for the Vikings.
Sure was. It looked like Lewis had some running room, Brian, as he got to the edge, but there was a Viking defender in between him and the yards needed to make the first down, and he wasn't going to take a chance. He threw the ball across his body and underthrew it, as you said, incomplete. Big play for the Vikings. Let's see if we can get the offense rolling.
Chance to get feeling good about yourself. Defense does their job. Now the offense, quick hitter, little trap play that time for the Vikings, and we'll see as they unpile. That's Keller coming out of there with the football. Good gainer on first down.
First down run for Keller. Gets about 4 yards on the carry, so not a bad play to start for the Vikings. Let's see if we can get some momentum going here on the offensive side of the ball.
Adam Long on the stop. This is a keeper. Pritt calls his own number. He has running room 45 out across midfield. Brought down in Red Devil territory at the 48-yard line.
And a good job by Pritt. They're calling his own number. He got the ball, Brian, and got off the left side of that offensive line. Found some running room, got into the secondary, made a couple Red Devils miss. And a big play as he crosses the midfield stripe. 1st and 10 Vikings.
They'll break the huddle again. Pritt under center. Send a receiver to the field. D'Amico fakes the give to him. Looks like Keller again, and he'll knife his way down inside the 45, down to the 44.
Brian, you talked about it in pregame. The Red Devil defense has given up quite a bit of points this year, averaging over 20 points given up on the defensive side. And the Vikings have watched some film, and they've seen, I believe, thus far with the play calling, some weaknesses in that Red Devil defense.
2nd down and 5, pistol formation. Pritt, Keller behind him, looking to throw. Bubble screen. Boyd has it, and he's going to lose a yard. Defended well there by the Red Devils. I think if he catches that football and keeps going back into the middle of the field. He had a lot of room.
Yeah, he was coming back toward Pritt, and as you said, it looked like there was some running room as they were in pursuit, but they weren't there. He tried to cut it back out the opposite way. They were able to come up and knife him down for a loss of about 1 on that play.
So 3rd and 7, ball at the 46. Vikings moving left to right. Handoff, it's Keller. Makes you feel like it's probably 4-down territory there, Jeff, as they pick up 3 or 4 yards down to the 42.
Yeah, Keller showing a little bit of pop there. Got through the line of scrimmage. Going to come up a couple yards short, but
it's a pretty good spot, Jeff.
A real good spot.
41.
As he was driven back, the forward progress gets him out to the 41, as you said. So big play for the Vikings here on 4th down.
4th and long 2, they'll go for it at the Red Devil 41-yard line. And a great cadence there by Pritt. He gets the Red Devils into the neutral zone. The Vikings get the 1st down via the penalty.
And that's the best way to get one, partner. Not even having to snap the ball that time. Vikings were in a power I formation. They had Noah Casto behind Keller in that power I, and didn't even have to run the play. 1st down, Vikings.
So the Vikings moving. We're going to pitch it out now. It's Noah Casto. Had a little bit of room out there and then stopped himself, got a yard.
As we said with Parker Boyd last time, he's just got to keep going. If he'd have just sprinted out to the sideline, he would have probably not broke it, but he would have got probably a couple more yards by stringing them out, but he cuts it back up inside. The Red Devils are there. Looked like a big play from the start. I don't think they were expecting that speed option out to the left side.
No gain there, and you got to get the football in that kid's hands, though, Jeff. He's a playmaker. He's going to make something happen, so get the ball in his hands as much as possible, and now the Vikings have too many men in motion, and they're going to back it up 5 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be
a dead ball. I'm not sure why the officials didn't blow the play dead, Jeff. That's supposed to, when 2 players are in motion,
that should
you can't let the play continue.
We saw that happen last week to the Vikings up in Marietta, Brian, and they did the right thing. They whistled it immediately. Had a wide receiver and the slot receiver both come in motion. Illegal shift is what the call will be. That's going to be declined, and we're going to lose a down and distance because the play was allowed to continue. Maybe the rule's different in West Virginia than it was in Ohio.
That's a first for me. Here's Pritt stepping up in the pocket. He'll throw it. Going to be intercepted at the 18-yard line. Full head of steam. Here comes the defender up the far sideline, pushed out at the 45. So a big play there by Malachi Lewis.
Trying to put us in a long 3rd down and distance. Pritt trying to make a big play, rolling to his left. Looked like he was going to turn it up and run it. He stopped, he fired, and the defender steps in front of the Viking receiver for the interception, takes it down the right sideline to the 46.
Picks it off at the 18. Turns it back out across the 46-yard line. So great field position now. Viking turnovers again here in the 1st half, showing their face. Here's Moritz taking the handoff, spinning off some Viking tacklers across midfield, dragging Vikings down there. Another 1st down inside the 45 down to the 44. He is an absolute armful.
He sure is. He's a big back and 205 junior, 205 pounds at 6 feet, and he really continues to churn once he gets contacted initially.
Here's Lewis. He'll give it to Moritz again, and he'll drag Viking tacklers for a couple of yards. Looks like Lowry in there on the initial contact.
Vikings again able to stop him before he got a full head of steam, Brian, but he picks up 3 and need to be careful here with the play action pass. We're in press coverage out here. I was just watching our defensive back, seeing how they were defending these receivers. And
2nd down and 8 at the 42, the Viking 42. Lewis calls his own number this time, right side running room, cuts it back into the defense, and that was a break for the Vikings, and he took a shot. He's going to be close to the 1st down stick, but he took an unnecessary shot there, Jeff. I'm sure Coach Marion would rather see him get out of bounds and get outside.
Yeah, he made a good fake up inside to Moritz that time, Brian, and just kept it. When he slowed down to try to make a move, there was a Viking from the backside that laid the lumber to him. And that could have very easily caused a fumble. Didn't, though, and they get the first down yardage. 1st and 10,
the 33, far hash, moving right to left. Moritz gets the call again, high-stepping through the Viking defense, still on his feet. And still dragging Viking tacklers down to the 25. And Jeff, I do recall a couple of weeks ago a play being stopped because of momentum. That play was not stopped.
No, you mean the fumble play at Lincoln County that
I would be referring to that.
Kind of turned that game on in for the Vikings, but yes.
Not that I'm sour about it or anything.
Moritz is quite a running back, and we got to get him stopped, Brian, before he can get some momentum. We got to hit him right at the line of scrimmage if we can.
Here's Lewis, 3 receivers to his left, bubble screen, far side. Good defensive play over there, Jeff. There was a lot of running room. You mentioned the Vikings in that man coverage, and that's Phil Y'all, I believe. He got the first down, but I think he saved a big gainer.
He sure did, and he did a good job. All he did was just follow the receiver. When the receiver decided to come off the line of scrimmage and head back toward the quarterback, he just followed him. He was right there to bring him down to stop a big play out there in space.
Here's Lewis again, same formation. Bubble screen near side now. It's caught to 15, still on his feet. Dragging Viking tacklers again down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, and that's Lewis.
So the Red Devils get into the red zone and inside the 10-yard line where it will be first down and goal for Oak Hill. 2:50 left in the first period of play. No score in this homecoming ball game. Ripley and Oak Hill scoreless.
Jeff, their ability to run the football really puts you in a bind when they spread you out like that. Defensively, you just cannot lose your assignment.
No, you sure can't, Brian. Big plays happen when you do.
Man in motion coming to the near side. Here's Lewis, hands it off to Moritz, and he will tiptoe through the first couple of yards of that Viking defense down to the 5. I don't know if that's the correct terminology. I don't think he tiptoes anywhere. That kid is a man carrying the football.
You know, you hear coaches talk about he's got good feet in the hole, and he sure does. He just keeps churning in there. When he breaks down, he just keeps chopping and driving forward. So 5 yards. Vikings really did a pretty good job of stopping him there.
Lewis, he'll throw it in the flat. It's caught by Moritz. He stops, cuts back into the grain, and he'll be brought down inside the 5. Bradley Anderson in there along with Phil Y'all. So they get him in the pass game now.
I'll tell you what, Anderson covered some ground, Brian, to get out there and make a play on Moritz. He's a big guy out there in space. They tried to get him the ball where he could get a one-on-one situation and use his power to get into the end zone. The Vikings come up with a stop. They stop him short, about 3 yards to go.
3rd and goal on the far hash. 1:20 to go here in the first quarter. Scoreless. Red Devils threatening. Moritz lines up to Lewis's right. 2 receivers either side. Snap back. Designed quarterback keeper, and Lewis has a pretty good lead blocker there, Jeff, and Moritz. He leads him into the end zone on that far pylon. 6-0. Red Devils lead it.
Yeah, he just got behind the big guy and used his speed. The Vikings got outnumbered out there on the edge. There was nobody that came up and cut down the pursuit, and Lewis was able to just find his way over into that corner, Brian, for the touchdown. 1:07 to go. Oak Hill in the first period of play gets on the board first.
Jackson Pino will kick it. Snap back, placement down, kick is up, and it is wide right. So an extra point fails, Jeff, and moving down the sideline. Phil Iman, quick first quarter, but a pretty solid first quarter, Phil. We're hanging around here against a pretty good football team.
Yeah, that was a great quarter. Even though they give up the score there, I thought the defense has come play pretty well. This is the second week in a row they've come out early and seem to have a plan for what they're going to do and doing pretty well. But This is as many people as I've seen in a while, and they have all the alumni back with the band, and the choir, and the former, Mr. and Miss Vikings coach. It's tired. So good. See us at Fair 372-3799, guys.
All right, Phil, thank you. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties that cutting in and out a little bit. So we will try to get that fixed before we go visit Phil next time. Pino now will kick it off. Deep to return for the Vikings, Jenkins and Casto. Pino, a short kick. Parker Boyd backtracking at the 23, catches it coming near side, looking for room. And I have trouble getting lateral against this football team, but he did a pretty nice job to get out across the 30 to the 33. He ran about 75 yards, Jeff, but a pretty good return by Parker.
Heck of a return. He caught that ball going away from the field of play, Brian, and was able to turn up and out-sprint some Oak Hill defenders to get to the edge. And once he got there, he turned it upfield, gets up to the 34-yard line. Good return by Parker.
Vikings, good field position here, trailing 6-0. They'll hand it off. It'll be Keller again. He gets in there quick, Jeff, and he's into the teeth of that defense, picking up good yardage here on first down, and I think you mentioned that. It's important. We cannot get behind the chains here tonight. That's a recipe for disaster.
No, and they're doing a good job running right at that Oak Hill defense. Nothing fancy, not trying to out-trick them, just running right at them for good yardage.
Adam Long on the stop. They run speed option near side. Pritt decides to keep it. Maybe a good call. It was a speed option to the short side of the field, and Pritt got a pretty decent gain out of that, Jeff. There wasn't a whole lot there.
No, he's a good weapon there at quarterback. He's shown the ability to be able to run the football. Had a big run against Lincoln County down there and got into the end zone. So, use him as a weapon with those legs.
That'll do it for the first quarter. 6-0, Vikings trail. When we return, they'll face 3rd and short on their own 43-yard line. We'll return second quarter action here on C98 The Bull after this. Playmaker Noah Casto gets the football. He goes off tackle across midfield, Jeff, into Oak Hill territory, down to the 26-yard line. That's what we talked about. You want to blitz. There's opportunities there to get into the open field.
And once Noah got through the initial line of scrimmage, he turned the jets on and brought the ball all the way down to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, Vikings.
Biggest gainer of the season for Noah. They'll give it to him again, left side. Boy, he can move quickly and avoid contact. Feed the hot hand, right, Jeff?
Sure can, and run it till they figure out a way to stop it. That's the way some old coaches. We had that 73 team here tonight, Brian, and that coaching staff did that. Coach Hill, Coach McMillan, and some of those guys, they would just run it till you stopped it.
2nd down and 3. We'll give it again, this time to Keller, and he stumbles forward down to about the 17.5-yard line, possibly.
So big play here for the Vikings, Inside the red zone, Brian, 3rd down and about 2. Let's see if we can bust one here.
Probably 4 down territory, Jeff, I would say. There's Noah again, and it's not going to matter. He plows into the defensive linebacker long that time, and he's got 1st down.
And you can tell that he wants the football, Brian. He got that ball. He didn't try to dance in the hole. He didn't try to do anything. He lowered that shoulder. He was going to get that 2 yards, and he did, plus an extra 1 or 2 on that carry. So 1st and 10 Vikings at the 14-yard line.
Can the Vikings capitalize here in the red zone? Pritt hands it off to Casto again, cuts it inside, and he dives in across the 10, down to about the 8-yard line. Gain of 6 on 1st down.
And he wanted to cut that thing out toward the sideline, but he knew better with the angle that the Oak Hill Red Devils had on him. He planted that left foot, Brian, went straight up the field and got 6 tough yards.
Ludwig on the stop. There's Pritt. Again, he'll give it to Keller this time. Quick hitter, trap play, just fights down near the 5-yard line. He is a strong, compact running back, Jeff.
Yeah, he's almost going to get the nose of the football onto the 5-yard line, Brian, but not quite. So it's 3rd and about 1.
His legs just never stop driving. I think that's what makes him so difficult. You can't let up. He is going to continue to come at you. Here we go. 3rd and 1. We'll give it to Casto, and he had contact from long at the line of scrimmage, but Noah just drags him for a 1st down. Give him the football, Jeff. He wants in the end zone.
Yeah, and we've had the ability tonight to move that Oak Hill defensive front off the line of scrimmage. We're winning that battle right now, and we just need to continue to do what we've been doing, Brian, as you said, and that's hand the ball to Keller and Casto.
High formation, Pritt under center. Hands it off to Noah. He's hitting the backfield long. Was ready for that one, Jeff. He blitzed, and he nearly beat Noah to the handoff. It'll be a loss of a couple.
Well, you talked about it in pregame, Brian. They like to blitz, and they guessed right that time. The run blitz, they were keying on Casto. He came through untouched, basically into the Viking backfield, and was able to bring Casto down for a loss.
Seems like a fantastic play for play action, Jeff. On 2nd down and goal at the 4.5-yard line. You got a 6'4" tight end out there. You got Parker Boyd who can go up and catch it. They're going to come out in high formation again. We're going to give it to Keller, and Keller is going to be stopped after a gain of about a yard at the 3. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
You're right, Brian. I think they're selling out to that run blitz, and if the Vikings, if Pritt can just stick that in the belly of one of those running backs and get to an edge, he can either take it in himself or look for that big tight end. As you said, they're in a defense that the safety's got to get over the cover, and I don't think he can get there.
Got Parker Boyd split to the near side, the long-ranging receiver. You got D'Amico, the speedster, on the far side. I formation, Pritt under center. He'll call his own number. Speed option. Noah Casto into the end zone. The Vikings' first lead of 2023 if they can make the extra point. Second touchdown of the season.
Noah was not going to be denied. He got to the corner. He lowered the shoulder. He runs over the defender. And Brian, as he walked back by, he just kind of looked down at him. A little bit of a chip after last week. So Casto gets into the end zone. And as you said, could take the lead. The Vikings could with the PAT.
This week's Fat Albert's Pizza Spotlight Player of the Week kicker, Devin Rader. He was the leading scorer coming in tonight. This extra point would give the Vikings their first lead of 2023. Placement down, kick is up. And it's good. First lead of 2023, Jeff. Pretty good feeling, I will have to say.
Sure is. Homecoming night in Ripley. The crowd getting a little excited out there for this team in blue and white here tonight. And they find the end zone with 7:16 to go here in the second period of play. And as you said, the Vikings now lead 7-6 over the Oak Hill Red Devils.
Phil, How's it feel down there, man?
Yeah, breaking news from the sideline. A football game is broken in Death Valley, and it's a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really impressed by these the running game here at Ripley about how we're turning upfield and not just trying to beat everybody to the sideline. I think that's working out really good for Ripley right now. Come see the Tire Pros at Hall's Tires for the latest in Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. 372-3799.
He doesn't even need a script anymore. He's doing it out of memory. Impressive, Phil. Proud of you, my friend.
Here's a shocker for most people. Marietta 19, Williamstown 6 at halftime.
Keller to kick it off. A good kick. End over end. Gray backing up, backpedaling to the 1. Now getting ahead of steam at the 15, cutting it near side. 20. Parker Boyd trips him up at the 25. Great kick and good coverage out of that Viking coverage team.
Yeah, and Parker Boyd did a tremendous job of just staying in his lane. It would have been real easy to get sucked in when he caught that ball in the middle of the field. He stayed right there. The return man found his way right to him, and Parker made a sure tackle there before he got to the 30-yard line. He's going to take him down to 27. That's where the Red Devils will have 1st and 10.
So now, Jeff, the pressure's squarely on the Red Devils. They come up here expecting to win by multiple touchdowns. That could still happen. However, they're facing a fired-up Viking team now as they finally stop Moritz. Noah Casto in there along with Colin Moore. I'm not sure if he got back to the line of scrimmage, Jeff. No, it looks like they'll stop him a couple of yards shy.
Maybe even 3, Brian. That's not his game. They tried to bounce him outside that time, and the Vikings were having nothing of it as Casto and company get out there to bring him down for a 3-yard loss.
Where has this football team been the first 4 weeks, Jeff? They're playing a totally different brand of football. They're going to throw it up for grabs near side. What a basket catch over the outside shoulder. That's number 5, Armani Hicks. Fantastic catch. That ball was thrown where only he could catch it.
And Brian, I was watching them in pregame, as you said, I love to watch receivers and see how they do. And every one of them was catching the ball with their hands over the shoulder. Didn't matter where. They were watching that ball come all the way in, and we saw it right there with a great catch.
7-6, the Vikings lead it. 6:26 to go here in the first half. Lewis looking to throw. He'll step up in the pocket. He'll tuck it, run with it, and be spun around. Wow, he took a awkward fall. His right leg got tucked back up under him. He pops up out of there. Thankfully, he is okay. That could have gone south for him quickly. That was awkward.
Yeah, it looked like he hyperextended it a little bit there, Brian, as he took that hit. You said it, but picks up about 9 yards on that carry.
Big gainer there, and it's a weapon for the Red Devils. 2nd and 9. Moritz gets the call, and he'll have the first down as he bowls his way down inside the 40. And Flutie in there along with Anderson on the stop.
Flutie and Anderson, they're probably going to hear that along with Moore a lot tonight as Moritz just continues to pound up inside of that Viking defense.
2 fantastic kids, too, Jeff. Well-spoken. Those 2 kids have worked so hard this offseason. Good to have them getting a little success here on homecoming tonight. Here's Lewis, nearly intercepted. Parker Boyd played the football like he was the man running the route. Played it beautifully.
That's that defensive skills being taught on the basketball court. He just kind of hid back there, waited, anticipated the pass to come, and stepped in front. Got that right hand out there, Brian, which was the right hand. It didn't reach across his body like a lot of people do, and was able to make the play.
What a play. Parker Boyd has grown up a lot. The Vikings are going to give him 5 free ones. 4 defensive linemen into the neutral zone, and that will be 5 yards against the Vikings.
Yeah, you kind of get used to a cadence. Lewis changed it up a little bit there at the line of scrimmage and got the 5 free ones.
Red Devils take a timeout. Jeff will take one too. 7-6. The Vikings lead at 5:21 remaining here in the first half. You're listening to Viking Football, C98, The Bull.
The Vikings, 34-yard line. Morris on the carry. Gain of 2. Colin Moore on the stop. And that brings up a third down.
2-yard gainer by Moritz as we come back from the break. Colin Moore on the stop. 3rd down and 3 at the Viking, call it 32.5-yard line. Lewis in the gun, 3 receivers to the near side. Red Devils moving left to right. He'll call his own number, and he has running room. 30, 25, reversing field back toward the near sideline. 20, cutting back into the defense, across the 15, and he'll be brought down at about the 12-yard line.
And Brian, he's a weapon. He's got an arm, and he's also got some legs that can get into the secondary in a hurry. Good play fake to Moritz, which draws the linebacking crew of the Vikings. He just slips it out there into the secondary. Once he got it to the second level, he was tough to bring down.
So it will be 1st and 10 at the 12. They can get a first down. 4:10 to go here in the first half. Lewis all kinds of time. He'll step up in the pocket and run with it. Left side looking for room, cuts it back in, dives for the end zone, and he's got it. You said it. He is a really tough player to defend, and when you get him spread out, you get everyone's back turned to him, trying to cover receivers, and he takes off. He's a nightmare to defend.
Yeah, it almost looked like a Sandlot play out there, Brian. He looked, he found nothing. He waited for a receiver to clear going across the middle, and he just took off to that left side, got into the secondary, and as you said, just tough to bring down. Touchdown.
So Pino will kick it again. Here's the snap, kick up, and it is good as they increase their lead back to 6 points. 13-7, the Vikings trail. 4 minutes on the clock, plenty of time for them to answer, Jeff.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes, 2 seconds. We moved the ball pretty good against them, Brian. Opportunity there to get back in this game, possibly take the lead at halftime. That would be great. But Oak Hill can score very quickly, as we just saw. They move the ball through the air. They can move it on the ground. They've got a quarterback who's very elusive. They got a running back that runs very hard, and that's a lot of weapons out there. I can see why they're scoring a lot of points, but we're also seeing why they're giving up some points. The Vikings have been able to run the ball successfully, and if they can establish that run game, it just opens up some things for Pritt and his receivers. Hopefully we can score quickly also.
Haven't seen much from the pass game yet. Do you think we continue to ground and pound?
I think we do until, we can use the element of surprise, get Parker Boyd or someone loose, D'Amico in the secondary.
Pino will kick it off, and he will kick it promptly out of bounds. And the Vikings will have the football in great field position with 4 minutes, no time off the clock, still 4:02 to go.
Does that surprise you, Barney?
Very much so. Yes, I just really struggle to understand why coaches want to do that.
Let the opponents have half a field, basically, to have to maneuver to get down into the end zone. So
that ball went out of bounds at the 38. That's a 5-yard penalty. The Vikings will have it at the 43-yard line.
Great opportunity. 4:02 to go here in the second period. Oak Hill 13, Ripley 7. But the Vikings have shown the ability to move the ball on the offensive side
Ball on the far hash. Pritt under center. He'll pitch it to D'Amico, looking for space. Cuts it back in, and he'll get a couple of yards. We'll give him gain to the 46, so a gain of 3. It's a hard play, Jeff, for us to be able to convert with all the speed they have.
Yeah, and, you know, D'Amico's got some speed himself, but if you can't get to the edge and get them strung out a little bit on defense, that play is very tough to get big gainer out of.
2nd down and 7, 3:30 to go, first half. Here's Noah Castro running with some purpose. We'll get to the 50-yard line, a gain of 4, and he is going to do anything, Jeff. He's going to run hard. That's one thing you can guarantee.
And they still never got him to the turf, and I think he probably let some of the Red Devils know that. I'm still here. And he's been running up in there very, very hard tonight. And nothing fancy, Brian, just straight mano-mano blocking up front.
3rd and 3 from midfield. Pritt brings a man in motion. Handoff. Keller, he's got the first down. They brought the blitz. They want to run blitz on the right side of that defensive line. The Vikings hit the left side, and they get the first down.
Yeah, and he's got all kinds of time here, 2 minutes and 49 seconds on a running clock. But the Vikings have the ball inside Red Devil territory at the 43-yard line.
I love that play. That's a really good quick hitter for that Viking offense. Pritt under center, hands it off to Casto. Still on his feet, fighting for yards across the 35, down to the 33, and he's close to another Viking first down.
The Red Devils have a lot of lean speed players out there on defense. The Viking offensive front is just dominating right now with their size and strength, Brian, and getting the push up front, allowing Noah Casto to get into that second layer of that Oak Hill defense and make big plays.
High formation. Pritt hands it to Noah once again, and he just still not gone down. 4 defenders trying to bring him to the turf, but not before he gets 4 yards.
And, Brian, he's getting the ball and getting 3 yards before he ever gets touched on a lot of these plays coming off the line of scrimmage. So he's asking the coaching staff, keep feeding me.
Red Devils take a timeout. Let's go back down to the sideline one more time. Phil, we didn't get to catch up with you pregame. But what are you seeing different out of this team down there on the field? Right now, what I'm seeing is playing with emotion, playing with a little chip on their shoulder.
Well, and I also think they're keeping their eye on the prize, so to say. You know, their demeanor's been different tonight. Their demeanor has been different from almost the first snap of the ball tonight, and I think those are the type of the things that pay dividends, you know, for these guys. I mean, they've had a rough go of it for a few weeks now, and I think if you can't get up to play a homecoming game, then, I mean, what are you doing, right?
I hear you, man. You seem to be good luck down there tonight, so we'll keep throwing it down to you as much as possible as the Vikings more offense in this first half than they've had in a half of football yet this season. Pritt gives to Casto again, and he cuts it back into the teeth of that defense and still doesn't go down. They stopped his forward momentum.
They haven't been able to get Noah onto the turf, but they are standing him up in the hole, and they did that time. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Vikings. Another timeout for Ripley, Brian, and let's see what they do as far as going into the playbook, see if they've got something special, maybe something they saw on film that they were just waiting to use in this type of situation. They've ran the ball pretty consistently here in the first half. As you said, haven't threw the ball up to the receivers very often, had the one interception, and they kind of just settled in on the run. Let's see if they've got a little play action, something going where they can get Boyd or somebody ISO'd out there on the edge.
Devin Rader has a long of 39 last week. That means the football needs to get to the 22 for the line of scrimmage, so they're only 7 yards away from what we would imagine his field goal range. I think he's got a few more yards than that. I think, Jeff, they can get 4 more yards to the 25. They're in his field goal range. Britt's got it. He runs the option and keeps it and stays on his feet for a Viking first down. Great carry by the junior quarterback, Spalding on the stop.
he just was not going to be denied that time. It takes it off the left side with that speed option, got into the secondary, got hit, spun around, continued to drive and get the needed yardage for a Viking first down. So big play there by the quarterback. And a minute 22 on a running clock. The Vikings had the ball inside that 25-yard line.
Vikings get the football to start the second half as well, Jeff, showing pressure. Pritt run the speed option again. He'll keep it, cuts it in, across the 20. Still on his feet, down to the 15, down to the 14. 1:06 to go in the quarter, clock turning. Vikings will have to burn another timeout. You called it. They are really struggling to stop our run game. We're throwing some different looks at them that we haven't shown. We haven't really shown that speed option at all this season. We haven't shown Noah Casto much out of the backfield. So a couple of different looks.
Yeah, big play by Pritt. He's 180 pounds, right? He's no little guy back there playing quarterback at 6 feet tall, the junior. And, you know, once he gets that forward lean going, you got a 152-pound defensive back coming. He's not going to shy away, and he hasn't tonight. And he's been able to get a lot more damage into that Oak Hill defense with his legs than he has with his arm so far in this first half.
Jeff, this is a football team that took Princeton to the wire. Oak Hill is not a bad football team. They're 3-1. They're one loss to Princeton, but played them pretty well. This is surprising. This is going to raise some eyebrows around West Virginia when this score pops at halftime, especially if we're able to get some more points on the board. Pritt looking to throw, and it's in and out of the hands of Noah Casto. Looked to run before he caught it, and that will fall incomplete.
Yeah, that was a second and less than 1. So, you know, you've got a play there that you can throw away, give it a shot. If he could have came out of that backfield and not been picked up, it would have been a big play, but no harm, no foul here, 3rd and short.
Good delivery by Pritt, though. He threw it right on the money. Under center again. We'll hand it to Noah. He's got the first down and more. 10, 5. Jumps over a defender and into the end zone. And a penalty flag flies in. Jeff will wait for that indication. But running hurdles at the 3-yard line. Noah Casto, athleticism to burn. Will the touchdown stand?
The 2 defenders back there wondering what happened. They thought they had him hemmed in.
Block, personal foul on the Vikings.
You can't jump? Is that the problem there? He put himself in a dangerous situation. Football.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you see guys at the next level hurdling defensive backs.
You're not allowed to hurdle a defender. That play needs to be changed.
Wow.
Jeff.
That's a tremendous play by Casto there. He just laid out.
Wow.
Maximum effort. We're watching the replay up here in the booth, and it's spectacular. Look here, Brian. He's jumping over. He gets clipped on his right foot, but he still has enough momentum to get into the end zone, but immediately the official throws the flag.
That is literally the worst penalty call I think I have ever seen, Jeff. What is he supposed to do? I mean, he's just being an athlete and he's responding to what the defense is doing, and he's supposed to say, nah, I'm not going to jump over you for a touchdown. I'm going to let you tackle me at the 3.
They've tried to protect everybody by not using the head when you tackle and all this other stuff, but, man, he eliminated the defensive back from getting run flat over.
Now the officials are going to converge and talk about what a terrible rule that is.
They're looking at the spot of the foul to see if it's a first down and then bring it back. It should be 3rd and 5, I believe, if the penalty was assessed from the spot where they threw the flag.
Boy, that rule needs to be looked at in a very strong way, Jeff. That's terrible.
So they don't lose the down.
So apparently it is 2nd down.
Now they're calling timeout again.
So now we have
I think it should be 3rd down, Brian.
All kinds of confusion. I think it should be 3rd and 5.
Yes, I think you're right.
At the Red Devil 18-yard line.
51 seconds to go here in the second period. The Vikings trail 13-7. Would have just tied it up on that spectacular run by Noah Casto that was called back due to launching himself into the end zone.
I am still somewhat speechless as that penalty.
That's something to ask.
Well, wait a minute. Are they saying touchdown?
That's something to ask Coach Sayre.
The official came out and put his arms up in the air like to signal touchdown. Now he's having a word with Coach Sayre. 3rd. So, okay, maybe putting 3 fingers up in the air with both arms. It looked like touchdown.
And Brian, that's something for you to
what is
discuss with
happening?
Coach Sayre next Friday.
What is happening?
In the pregame.
Is it a full moon tonight? 3rd and 5. Pritt hands it off. Casto, and he's going to be stacked up. He will not get the first down.
Well, I mean, you just let the teams cool off. You got all the momentum was stopped right there on that 3rd down play. The officials trying to figure out where the ball should be spotted, what down it is, what the rule is. So will the Vikings attempt the field goal here? I believe they will.
They will. Red Devils will take their final timeout of the first half. This will be a 35-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. And Devin Rader has proven his ability to make these kicks, and he'll be ready for it, Jeff. Hopefully we can get it through here and get this score back to within 3 and get the football to start the second half.
Oh, yeah, he's got the leg for it. There's no doubt about that. Let's just see if we can get a good snap, clean hold. And,
Phil, what do you got for us down there?
You know, I've heard that they have gotten rid of hurdling in high school, and I understand that. But part of the reason that probably thought it was okay is because at the spot scrimmage this year, we had 3 kids get jumped over, and nobody said a word about it. I don't care what the rule is, but these crews are going to start crawling it all the same way, guys.
Absolutely. Is Devin Rader in? Parker Boyd to hold, Colin Moore to snap. Left hash, 35-yard field goal for the junior. Snap back, placement down, kick away. Got it. 13-10. Devin Rader 2 for 2 so far on the season, and proving to be quite a weapon for Coach Steve Sayre.
Just getting ready to say, what a weapon we have in young Mr. Rader there, Brian. He has shown the ability to knock them through consistently, and what a addition to this football team as the Vikings pull within 3, 13-10 here with 25 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Take the interception away. We had a penalty on that first drive that resulted in an interception, possibly points there. Take the 4 points off the board after making the field goal here on what would have been a touchdown. Surprising result here in the first half.
Yeah, we're right here where we want to be. We get the ball to start the second half, as you said. So I think the Vikings coaching staff and players out there are feeling pretty good about themselves right now. Let's see if we can not give up a big play here on the kick return.
Gray, Spalding, and Lewis deep to return Parker Keller's kickoff. The youngster, nice kick, low liner. Gray fields it at the 6. Full head of steam across the 20, 25, cuts it back in at the 30, and he will drag some Viking coverage men up across the 32 out to the 33.
Yeah, Noah Casto there. You've got Parker Boyd. You got Chris Jenkins. All joining together there to make that stop, make sure he didn't get up the field any farther than he did. 17 seconds to go, the Viking defense going to be called upon here to hold the line, Brian, for 17 more seconds.
Do they keep it on the ground, Jeff, or do they try to get tricky here with a 3-point lead?
I think they air it out deep.
Here's Lewis. He has Moritz to his left, 2 receivers either side. Man in motion is Lewis to the near side.
What's your quarterback draw?
Snap back, looking to throw, under some pressure, flushed out of the pocket. looking to throw against his body. He'll tuck it, run 40-yard line out at the 42. Very smooth ball carrier.
Runs about half the time off the clock there, a little more than that. Ryan getting the ball up field. That's second down.
41-yard line.
So he shortened the distance of the throw a little bit, about 8 yards shorter. But
second and about 2.5. Football and the far hash moving left to right.
Vikings in that prevent deep umbrella defense.
Lewis looking to the sideline. 8 seconds remaining on the first half clock. Takes a snap, looking left, throws it out in the screen pass in the flat. And it is Lewis as he fights through 3 or 4 Viking tackles across midfield. Brought down at the 48. That will be it in the first half. Vikings will trail 13-10 here at the break. We'll return with the Johnson Insurance Agency halftime report after this on C98 The Bull.
Viking fans, please stick around for the homecoming festivities.
Huge thanks to Mountaintop Media program sponsor Amanda Greer Photography. Sessions are by appointment only, and you'll want to book quickly because the appointments are filling up fast. We couldn't do this stream without her. And thank you to our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors for supporting Viking football and supporting the streams. Because of the generosity of these businesses, Mountaintop Media is able to bring you this stream absolutely free.
Starting with the freshman class representative, Miss Freshman Braylon Luce. Braylon is the daughter of Daniel Searcher and Levi Coots. Braylon plays volleyball and is on the track team. Tonight she is being escorted by Mr. Freshman Eli Jenkins. Eli is the son of Andrew and Courtney Jenkins. Eli is a member of the soccer and baseball team. Mr. and Mrs. Freshman. Next we have Mr. and Mrs. Sophomore. Miss Sophomore, Isabel Johnson, the daughter of Haley and Sean Parsons and Josh Johnson. Bella is on the tennis team and on the yearbook club. Tonight, Isabella is being escorted by Mr. Sophomore, Cooper Merritt. Cooper is the son of Dwayne Merritt and Samantha Barrickman. Cooper is on the football team here at Ripley High School. Mr. and Mrs. Sophomore. Next we have Mr. and Miss Junior. Miss Junior, Aubrey Brayman. She is the daughter of Casey and Anna Brayman. Aubrey is involved with athletic training, student council, yearbook, and is a member of YLA. She is being escorted by Mr. Junior Chris Jenkins. Chris is the son of Chris Jenkins Sr., Kayla Case, Brad Steiner, and Dale and Lisa Case. Chris is a member of the football team and boys varsity basketball team. Mr. and Miss Jr. And now I present the candidates for Mr. and Miss Viking 2023. Starting off with Miss Viking candidate, Nikki Adcock. Nikki is the daughter of Chris and Kelly Adcock. Nikki is the Ripley High School cheer captain and a member of the Main Street team. She is being escorted tonight by Mr. Viking candidate, Cade Good. Cade is the son of Bill and Jennifer Good. Cade is a four-year starter on both the baseball and basketball team. Mr. and Miss Junior. Senior. Our next candidate, our Miss Viking candidate, Sophie Nichols.
We're going to be talking a lot about that young man here in a couple of months. He's the lone returning player on the basketball team of the top 7 or 8 players that we had on the roster last year. You're going to hear Parker Boyd's name a lot and a couple of other young Vikings, but Cade Good is going to be leaned on big time.
Yeah, he sure will, and he's been leading up to it. He's started since his freshman. Here's another pretty good basketball player coming out. Sophie Nichols, two-time All-Stater for the Vikings, Miss Viking candidate, with Adrian D'Amico, and Sophie kind of towers over Adrian. She towers over everybody, though. She's a long, tall young lady and can shoot the three.
Boy, she's going to have a big year this year, no doubt. We look forward to what's in store for both the ladies and the men's teams here at Ripley High School. And right now, Jeff, I'm excited about Viking football, and I'm just a little bit taken aback at how they have hit Oak Hill in the mouth here in the first half. And you called it. The running game has been the difference, and it hasn't been smoke and mirrors. It's been right at you. And we talked about running at the blitz. We've got some big plays. We've gashed them for some explosive plays, and running right at that blitz, getting clear of it, and getting into the secondary.
Yeah, the style of play that we played tonight, Coach Frank Marino would be proud of. You called it no smoke and mirrors, no deception out there. Probably the most deceiving thing that we've done tonight is that speed option that we talked about a little bit in the first half. We haven't seen that this year. That's kind of a surprise, and I don't think Oak Hill was ready for it either. Let's see if Oak Hill makes adjustments in the second half, as the Vikings, I believe, will come out of the locker room here to start the second half and do what they did here in the first half, Brian, which was just run the ball right at them, and then maybe surprise them with something if we can get Parker Boyd, one of our receivers, deep down the field.
Carter Hall and Cassidy Cummings, Mr. and Mrs. Viking of last year, back with us tonight. Great to have them as they await the announcement of this year's. Aiden D'Amico named Mr. Viking. Fantastic young man. Boy, he's fought injuries. He's fought injuries. You couldn't talk about two opposite people when it comes to body types between Carter Hall and Aiden D'Amico. You talk about
what a tough young man.
Oh, those two together, buddy. They played a lot of football together. Now Morgan Shanklin, another outstanding Lady Viking basketball player, will be named Miss Viking. So congratulations to Aiden and Morgan. Good moment here at Ripley High School. We'll step out. When we return, Jeff will have some scores around the state of West Virginia. You've been listening to the Johnson Insurance Agency Halftime Report. More after this. 2023. Congratulations, Aiden D'Amico and Morgan Shanklin for winning Mr. and Mrs. Viking this year. And Morgan, whether she's taking a charge, whether she's making a steal on the basketball court, or whether she's being crowned Miss Viking, she always has that smile on her face. She just has fun, enjoys life.
She definitely does. You never know. She's the one that when Coach Kennedy's screaming and yelling out there, she's looking over with that grin. Or when she shoots an air ball from the foul line, she'll look over and grin and then nail the next one. I mean, she's quite a young lady, and all those girls down there are really good friends, and I know they're happy for each other for being on the homecoming court, and of course also for those who were crowned Mr. and Miss Viking here this evening.
Jeff, let's look at some of the halftime stats, and then we'll look at some scores around the state going on tonight. Vikings, this is their highest first down total all season, and they got it in the first half. 9 first downs, 26 rushes for 138 yards, 1 pass completion for -2 yards. So the Vikings, 136 yards here in the first half. Here's the number that jumps off the board to me. 6 out of 10 on third down. Converting on third down, keeping the chains moving, has given them opportunities to do that. And the big reason for the third down conversions, Noah Casto, 13 carries, 69 yards and a touchdown.
And we've talked about the opponent's ability to move the chains on third down, whether it's third and medium, third and long. Seems like teams against us all year long have been able to come up with a big play. Not tonight so much, but for our offense to do that, it's special. We haven't seen that, as you said, all season long. So the ability to run the football successfully tonight has kept the Vikings right in this game at 13-10 at halftime.
What adjustments do you expect to see out of the Red Devils here in the second half, Jeff? They're going to certainly try to shore up that run defense a little bit. Do you see them backing off the blitz? But that doesn't really play into who they are. They're a blitzing football team.
Yeah, they roll the dice a lot, and when you do that, it's called a gamble, and you can make a big play or you can get burned. And we've been able to successfully have the right plays called here so far in the first half, Brian. So I look for them. If I was running the defense for Oak Hill the second half, I would play it more a little close to the vest and just read instead of take so many chances. Stay in your lanes, just try to make the play with the short gain. But I tell you what, the Viking offensive line has been blasting off. And as we said earlier in the first half, Noah Casto at times and Keller were getting 2 and 3 yards before they ever had contact. So our guys are getting good initial blocks, getting downfield and staying on their blocks. And it's been a pretty good job of up-front blocking by the big guys that go unnoticed so often each and every night. We talk about it. Whoever wins the line of scrimmage usually wins the ball game. Now, on the other side, the Vikings have got to find a way to slow down this Oak Hill offense. They have got so many weapons out there. The quarterback, Lewis, is a really good player. We talked about the big running backs. They've got some good receivers. I mean, they got the whole package, and we just got to find a way to get our defense off the field as quickly as possible and get the offense back out there and try to get the lead back in this game.
If you're Coach Sayre, how do you guard against your team going in at the break emotionally high, get them in the locker room, calm them down a little bit, don't expend a bunch of energy, and then you got to rev them back up again before you bring them out on the field?
Well, that's a tough thing to do because, a football game is not one half, and we've seen that happen before. I'm sure the Oak Hill coaching staff is in there lighting those guys up, saying, guys, we tried to warn you. Don't take this team lightly. This team, they're playing at home. It is homecoming, giving them all the reasons to come back out fired up. Now, we've got to, in turn, match that intensity. We come out of the locker room. We got to be fired up. Guys, we get the ball back first. I can hear Ed Smolder and some of those guys, offensive linemen, we're going to get the ball. Let's shove it right down their throats. Let's get in the end zone. Let's send them a message to start the second half.
Jeff, before we go check out some scores, I want to say thank you to everyone involved with the sign for Rube tonight. There was a handful of people that donated to help cover the cost. And I won't name them. I don't want to embarrass anybody. All the money was given somewhat anonymously. I don't think anyone did it for promotion purposes. They did it because they loved Rube. And I want to thank the Reuben family for being here tonight, a special moment. Todd and Cheryl McCoy, Logan Outdoors, what a fantastic job they did on this sign. It looks even better than I had dreamed it up to look. Todd, I give him a lot of grief, but boy, they did a fantastic job, and they gave us the friends and family discount, obviously, and so we're certainly appreciative of that. But this sign is going to live on at Memorial Stadium for years now. Rube's legacy is going to live for years, and I just want to thank everyone involved. It was a great moment.
It's awesome, and I would like to thank my daughter and son-in-law for making me a poppy again this week.
Congratulations.
Holden Scott. They gave him my middle name, which surprised me and tickled me to death. Mommy and baby are doing well. They came home today. So
outstanding.
8 pounds, 8 ounces, 18 inches long. I'm trying to get them to move to Ripley. And so I don't miss out on them playing ball down the road. But
how's their great granddad doing? Is he doing good? How's Connor? Connor good?
He is doing better, getting stronger every day from his fall. Had a few little setbacks, but he appreciates all the prayers and all the cards and calls and well wishes to help him on his way. And Mom is an excellent nurse. She always has been, always will be, and she's hanging in there with Dad also.
Let me just hope when I am 85 years old, I am in as good a shape as that young man.
Just don't be climbing on no truck beds.
I don't do that now. I don't anticipate to do that in 40 years.
Hey, we got a surprise going on right now. Ravenswood 16, number 11 Sherman, nothing. The Red Devils at halftime have the lead.
Two Jackson County teams looking to get off the schneid tonight.
Yeah, let's hope so.
What else is going around, Jeff? Any scores of interest?
I tell you, there's a good game. Cabell Midland and Parkersburg. Parkersburg coming off that big win over Parkersburg South last Friday. They trail Cabell Midland 7-3 at halftime. Princeton, you talked about them. They're 28-0 over Tazewell, Virginia. Parkersburg South rebounding against John Marshall, 21-10. University High out of Morgantown trails Fairmont Senior, a AA team, but we know how good they are, 7-3 at the half. Hurricane 35, St. Albans nothing. That program down at Hurricane with the at St. Albans with all the transfers. We saw the list in the paper this week, 43 players in the Valley, and it's just decimated that football program as of now. So just a tough year for them.
Speaking of terrible rules that need to be overturned,
there's
one of them.
Yes, Nitro over Wayne, 21-13. Herbert Hoover over Sissonville, 35-0. Winfield, Eddie Smolder, 40-0 over Logan at the half. And Bridgeport, AAA, they dropped down to play Robert C. Burton, AA. They lead 42-0 at halftime. So still a lot of blowouts throughout the state. Scott over Chapmanville, that's a number 5 or a number 3 against the number 11, and it's 40-0. Scott is a powerhouse. We saw what they did to Point Pleasant last week, and they've got a football team down there in Scott. Roane County 34-0 over Poca.
First half clock winding down to the point where they're going to put 3 more minutes on it here in just a few seconds. 45 seconds clock turning here at Memorial Stadium. We'll step out when we return. Hopefully we'll have the second half kickoff after this. You've been listening to the Johnson Insurance Agency Halftime Report on C98 The Volt. On Phil, pretty good energy coming out, looked like. Of course, there was never any doubt whether more time was going to be put back on the clock, so I didn't ask for a prediction out of you. I knew what the answer to that was. But tell me the Viking energy right now on that sideline.
Well, now that the halftime are over, former Viking great Carter Hall is down here. He just handed his Mr. Viking title off to Aiden D'Amico. Congratulations to that young man. But now the suit jacket is off, and he is out here bouncing off these guys in full pads, trying to get this team hyped up and ready to go. And there's a lot of energy right now. They know what's ahead of them, for the next little bit to get the ball first and get out here and try and get a lead on this Oak Hill team that we're surprising. But you know what? In other news, for the 29th straight year, I'm still not Mr. Viking. So back up to you guys.
Buddy, I've got you beat on that one, man. I've never adorned that crown either. So right there with you. Vikings will receive the opening kickoff here of the second half. And you talk about putting pressure on them, Jeff. This is how you do it. You sustain a drive, eat up some clock, drive down the field, put points on the board, force them to answer the bell. If you can stop them defensively, get the ball back, that tension, that anxiety on that Oak Hill sideline will continue to build.
Yeah, and this is where you make that point known right here on this second half kickoff. I would love to see Casto or Jenkins get this thing and bring it back all the way and really get this crowd excited.
So you got, as you said, Noah Casto, Chris Jenkins deep to return the Jackson Pinot kickoff. And he's kicked off twice, and one short to Parker Boyd and the other one out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. So he'll kick it off again, and there'll be a low lining kick, and this one will go out of bounds too, but they're going to whistle it dead, offsides on Oak Hill. So inauspicious start for the Red Devils.
Yeah, I don't mind them kicking it toward D'Amico either. He gets behind some of those big fellas up front and hides in a pile back there. He can square it out and make things happen, make it real exciting when he gets his hands on the ball too.
So dead ball, offsides the call. Foul at the 40, that'll back it up to the 35. So Pino will kick it off. 5 yards deeper now, and Viking return men will edge up.
Having trouble keeping the ball on the tee. Eventually they'll move someone up to hold, and they have.
Got a breath of wind here tonight, so certainly that's not the reason.
Spack. Hold this. We'll get rid of the tee.
They're going to kick it off the ground. Okay. So Pino will set his teammates, approach, and a low lining kick that's going to be fielded at the 42 and then dropped straight to the ground by Keller. Good play by him. Great field position, Jeff, once again. I don't understand it.
Nope. Great field position, as you said, out to the 42-yard line. That's where the Vikings will take over. Keller did a good job. He just wanted to secure that. He knew where he was standing, and that put us in great field position as the Viking offense comes out of the huddle quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Vikings, great field position. They'll hand it off. Noah Casto, they haven't found an answer for him yet. Still on his feet. Football's loose. And I think it just got out of bounds. I maybe spoke too soon. Vikings dodge disaster at the 49.
Yeah, he got up in there and, as you said, got 5 yards very quickly. Took a big hit out there at about the 48-yard line. Ball bounded out of bounds, and it's going to be Viking ball at the 49, 2nd and 4 for the Vikings.
So gain of 6 for Casto. Pritt looking to throw out in the flat. Carter Neal's got it, first down inside the 45, down to the 43.
And there's that big tight end you were talking about early. They fake the ball on the run. They slip him out from that tight end position. He gets out there in the flat and gets the first down yardage. The Vikings move the chains.
It's an easy throw to a big target and getting Tyson Pritt a little bit of confidence. I love the play call.
And they now have the ball on the Oak Hill side.
And an inside handoff inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. That's Keller again.
And once again, Brian, that Viking offensive line has just been dominant up front. Since about the second series, they have just had their way pushing Oak Hill's defensive line back into that linebacking core and allowing the Vikings to get 3 and 4 yards almost every play.
Without a doubt, their best performance of the season so far. 2nd and 6. Casto gets it again, makes one man miss, and he'll stretch across the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard, Jeff?
Yeah, the penetration that time from the linebacking core, as we've seen a few times here tonight on that run blitz, they got up inside and were able to make Noah cut back from the perimeter, and they were right there.
3rd and a long 6 for the Viking offense. Pritt under center. Hands it off. Keller looking for room, bouncing off tacklers. Ball's loose. A couple of Vikings had it and couldn't come up with it. Red Devils have it. Long comes out of there with it.
And that's one of those things on the carpet. Keller hobbles off a little bit after that hit on that carry. And Oak Hill will take over. 10:38 to go here in the 3rd period. Oak Hill 13, Ripley 10. Oak Hill in good field position, Brian, to start their first drive.
So they'll have it at their own 43-yard line. Lewis, 2 backs in the backfield. Looking to give it to Moritz, and he does. Big gainer there. Still on his feet across midfield, and will be lassoed down at the Viking 48-yard line. Phil Yaw in there on the stop.
Phil Yaw not only got the stop, he was trying to strip that ball from the big guy. Just couldn't pop it loose, and Retz goes for the first down for the Red Devils.
So the penalties and the turnovers once again have reared their ugly head here for the Vikings tonight. Still in the ball game, 13-10 the score. 10-10 remaining 3rd period. Give to Moritz again, left side running room. Blocking the back, no flag. He's still on his feet at 35, looking for contact at the 30, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 26. Parker Boyd got blocked in the back. No penalty flag.
Early in that, be interesting to look at the replay here and look at that. And they're going to back it up to where
Spalding
you can see it right there.
Got a little bit of him, just enough.
Sometimes that's all it takes. A big hit down there as Miko comes up. Wow.
Anybody get the license plate of that truck that just ran through the Viking defender? Here's the handoff, nowhere to go.
A little different style of a running back that time, Brian, is that's number 27, Ashmore, 5'9", 180-pound junior, and he just doesn't have the power that we've seen out of Moritz here tonight.
About a yard. Mason Flutie.
But they were trying to change it up a little bit to show the Vikings a little something different. The Vikings were right there to stop him for a 1-yard gain.
2nd and 9, Moritz gets the call again. Bradley Anderson in there. And Moritz won't go to the ground either. Flutie in there along with Anderson, combining for the stop.
Called on that pair tonight. Big guys up front for the Vikings.
Gain of a yard to the 25. 3rd down for this Red Devil offense. Tonight, converting at 40%. Lewis takes the snap, calls his own number. Carter Neal with a fantastic play. Gets his big long arms on Lewis and drags him to the turf for no gain.
You called that right. He reached out there with that long wingspan and You know, from the distance, it may have looked like he grabbed the face mask. He had nothing but the shoulder and the jersey, and he used his strength. Little wrestling move there as he brings him down to the turf.
That's a long, lean wrestler, Jeff. You don't typically see those guys wrestling, but you could see the benefit of him being a wrestler on that play. 4th down and long. Blitz coming. Lewis hit as he gets rid of it. And again, it's Carter Neal forcing the incompletion. Red Devils turn it over, Viking football.
Big play by Neal. 2 big plays in a row as that youngster steps up. And now let's see if we can get the offense going. We had a pretty good drive going there. The first possession of the second half. Let the fumble stop the drive, but the Viking defense stands strong on 4th down as Neal makes consecutive big plays, and the Vikings take the field once again on the offensive side. 1st and 10
at their own 25. Noah Casto gets the call. Has his legs cut out from under him as he stretches out for a gain of a yard to the 26.
Play originally drawn up to go to the left side. Noah saw nothing there, was going to cut back, and when he did, you called it, got his legs cut out from under him, Brian, and gets about a 1-yard gain out of that. So 2nd and 9 now for the Vikings. They trail 13-10 here, 7:36 to go in the 3rd period.
In the gun now, it's Pritt, 3 receivers to his right. He'll keep it. Not a lot of running room, still on his feet. Jeff, he got 2 yards, and he really probably should have lost 2 yards. Great effort by Tyson.
Yeah, and you can see a little bit of adjustment on that play for Oak Hill, Brian. In the first half, Pritt was able to sneak out there a couple times and make big yards. They had a little bit of a spy on him that time. He was able to step out of that first tackle, but the pursuit was there to bring him down. Big 3rd down call here now for the Vikings. Trying to get something going here in the second half, trailing 13-10.
Pritt getting the Vikings to the line, 9 seconds on the play clock. I formation. Play action, looking to throw. Got a man wide open. It was Carter Neal. And the ball just floats over his head. There was some pressure on Pritt. He did not have a chance to set his feet. And typically, Jeff, when a quarterback can't set their feet, football sails on him, and that's what happened.
Yeah, Spack was coming on that little corner blitz that time, and he came free, and Pritt had to throw it over top of him and just wasn't able to put the right touch on that, and the Vikings will have to punt it away.
So it'll be Parker Keller to punt. Deep to return, David Spalding.
Like all sides.
We have offsides.
Like Oak Hill was trying to block this thing, Brian, and they were a little anxious. Jump offside started a little early. That'll be 5 yards.
Oh, they're going to say false start on the
Whoa.
Vikings.
I didn't see any of the Vikings move. I must have missed that. Wow.
Maybe it's a penalty to draw the defense offsides now. Not real sure. Well, that will be the second questionable penalty.
We didn't jump over anybody.
No penalty for jumping over anybody, but here's a high snap. He's got to get it out of there. Roughing the kicker. That should be a penalty. I think it is still. Ball takes a Oak Hill bounce back into Ripley territory. And
they were going after him. And Keller did a good job of protecting the ball, protecting himself, and taking the hit. And it should be a roughing penalty, which will give the Vikings a 1st and 10. Big play there. We talk about the penalties, stopping drives. This continues a drive for the Vikings.
So good news, Vikings. It's still a penalty to rough the kicker, and they'll have a 1st down as they continue to drive the field, hoping to get back in the lead of this ball game. That'll move it out to the 38-yard line.
So the Red Devil defense resting over there, thinking they had gotten off the field. The special teams let the Red Devils down. The Vikings, let's see if they can take advantage of it.
6:34, clock turning. Noah Casto into the teeth of that defense, fighting out to the 44, and then some extracurricular activities as Noah has his helmet torn off. Not sure how
the whistle
play is continued.
But the whistle's supposed to be the whistle. And they don't give him any more forward progress when the whistle blows, but they don't. They did not call any penalty for extracurricular there, so Noah puts his helmet back on. He gets to stay in the game because they tugged it off.
So you can't leap a defender, but you can have your helmet ripped off, and that's okay. All right, I got it, as long as I know by the same rules. Great catch, Carter Neal goes down to a knee at the 48 to make that catch.
Carter Neal having a little coming out party here on homecoming night, both on the defensive side and the offensive side. So a great catch there, pitch and catch by Pritt and Neal for the first down.
I'll mark it at the 49. Under 6 minutes remaining here in the third period. Vikings a beneficiary of some mistakes on special teams by the Red Devils. Pritt runs the speed option again to the speedy Aiden D'Amico, and he's got a couple of yards down to the Red Devil 48 across midfield.
And boy, Brian, if he pitches that thing just a second or so quicker, he might have been able to get out to that corner and make it a foot race.
Elijah Gray on the stop. Second down and 7. 6.5, 7. Vikings moving right to left near hash. Give counterplay to Noah, and he will be stopped after a gain of a yard. Treadway on the stop.
And if Treadway doesn't bring him down, Noah may have got to that next level, Brian, but he got a leg and he wouldn't let go. And Noah is a very strong runner, very tough out there, but as far as big bulk, he's only at about 160 pounds. Kind of lean out there, so
he inches closer to his first 100-yard game of the season. He has 84. First 100-yard game of his career, and boy, puts his head down.
It's going to be close.
There the whistle's blown, and Noah comes flailing out of the pile to be close to a first down.
Interesting spot here.
He's going to be just shy of it, about a yard.
So fourth down, big play here for the Vikings. As Coach Sayre sends Pritt back under center, so we'll see what happens.
Fourth and about a yard and a half, Jeff. This is a big, they're 1 for 2 tonight on fourth down. Pritt, high formation, gives to Noah, puts his shoulder down, and he's got the first down. And pops out of there and gives the first down signal at the 40, gain of 3.
Was not going to be denied. I thought for sure that Pritt may just tuck up underneath the center and just plow forward for that. They give it to Casto, and Casto explodes off the right side and has more than enough.
Remember these fourth down conversions, Jeff. Vikings are able to win tonight. They're 2 of 3 here so far. Pitch to Casto, right side, trying to get the edge. Oak Hill doing a good job stringing it out, and then Noah just turns it up, and he'll be forced out of bounds at the 35. He got 5 yards out of that somehow. Did not look like it was there.
No fear in number 2, Noah Casto here tonight. He got to the corner, he lowers his shoulder, he gets everything he can get out of that carry before being run out of bounds on the far sideline. So second and about 5, Brian. Very manageable distances for this Viking offense to open up the playbook.
Back on the stop. Here comes D'Amico in motion. They'll pitch it to him. Jet sweep look action, and Oak Hill ready for it. He'll lose a couple.
Neal goes down awkwardly. He comes up with a little bit of a hitch in his getting along. Watch that big fella. Keep him out there on the field both ways tonight.
Ludwig on the stop. Loss of a yard officially. So 3rd and 6. Football. Nose of the football resting on the 36-yard line on the near hash. In Red Devil territory, Vikings moving right to left. 2:48, clock turning, 13-10. Red Devils lead it. Hand off to Noah, left side. And he'll get a yard, maybe a yard and a half back to the 35. Just tough sledding there. Good defense up front by the Red Devils.
And Brian, of all the players out there on the Vikings, as far as just looking at the build, the stature of the kid, Neal, I mean, you look at that kid. He's 210, and he doesn't look like he's 175. And he's got a lot of body to build on out there in the next couple of years. This sophomore does. He's a good-looking specimen out there at tight end.
He's the prototypical Division I long snapper. I've tried to talk to him a little bit about working on that. I think he could. Oh, great job, Tyson Pritt. Changing up the cadence, we get the first down. Red Devils jump into the neutral zone, and that will be first down via the penalty. Big break. Remember these penalties, Jeff. The roughing the kicker, the offsides here on fourth down, keeping the drive alive.
Big plays, as you called it, keeping that high-powered offense of Oak Hill off the field.
Pritt looking to throw. Ball popped up in the air, intercepted. Here comes Long. He'll be brought down at the 32. Tough break for the Vikings. That ball was thrown into coverage. Parker Boyd couldn't hang on to it, and off of the deflection, we get an interception.
And the Viking defense is going to be called upon once again here, Brian. 13-10 our score, minute 36 to go in the third period, and a big turnover as the Vikings were driving the football, helped by a couple penalties, as you said. But we turn it over, and Oak Hill back in business again to see if the Viking defense can make a stand here.
Here's Lewis in the gun. He hands it off to Moritz, and gained a couple. Viking defense up to the task that time, gained to the 36.
And is that Moritz that's getting up slow? Slowly, yes. He's got dinged up a little bit on that carry, and he's going to come to the sideline. He's a little fired up as he comes over there.
Not happy about something, but pretty good defense there by Bradley Anderson. He credited with the stop.
He's pulling his helmet off and going to the bench area, so he won't be back in probably this series.
Lewis, three receivers to his left. Looking to throw, Bubble out in the flat, caught. Good defense. Fantastic play out there by D'Amico in open space.
Mr. Viking on the stop for the Vikings. Big third down here for the Viking defense. Let's see if we can get a stand right here, get off the field, get that Viking offense back out there, try to redeem themselves after that turnover.
Fantastic play by the senior, Jeff. There was a lot of room out there. If he doesn't make that tackle, we got at least a first down. Now the Red Devils with maybe the last play of the third quarter. 3rd and 8, Lewis. And he's going to hand it off and nowhere to go. Viking defense stiffens at the 40. That was Ashmore on the carry.
So, decision time for Oak Hill. I don't see how they do not punt this thing, but they're going to have a break between quarters to think about it, Brian, into the third.
We'll find out what they do when we return. We have ourselves a good one here on homecoming. Vikings trail 13-10 to the 3-1 Oak Hill Red Devils. Will return fourth quarter after this on C98, The Bull.
After the game, visit the award-winning Fairplay Yacht Club, located on Cedar Lake Road. Fairplay Yacht Club is where Viking fans meet.
for it at their own 40, leading it 13-10 with 12 minutes on the game clock. And a penalty flag, I think. It was a penalty or a timeout? Timeout by the Vikings.
We had the punt return team out there, Brian, and caught a little bit by surprise. They were trying to slip the ball into the big running back, Moritz, and see if he could churn out 4 or 5 yards.
Now the cat and mouse game continues. Does Oak Hill now come out and punt it? They force the Vikings to waste the timeout.
I don't know, but that's a good thought there. I thought they would punt it to begin with. I was really a little bit surprised when they came out in the offensive set, but they've got a pretty shifty quarterback back there. They've got a good running back there, and I think Coach was challenging the offensive line to make a play.
So they're going to continue to go for it here at their own 40. This is if you make it, it's a great call, and if you don't, it's the worst call of the season. If you're an Oak Hill fan, Vikings bunch form. If you're an Oak Hill fan, Vikings bunch formation here out of the Red Devils. Lewis rolling right, looking to throw. He has time. Now he's in some trouble. He'll float it up. It's up for grabs, and the ball's caught in traffic by the Red Devils.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable catch. Armani Hicks comes down with the Hail Mary, you would say. 3 Vikings there. Red Devils get the first down. Incredible.
Brian, we talked about it, how they used their hands to catch the football, and that's the only way possible to come down with that play. He went up and high-pointed it, as they say, and was able to bring it in as we watch the replay up here in the booth, and wow, big play.
That is a gut punch. The Vikings had it. Bradley Anderson was all over Lewis. He just let it go. He's going to throw again. They're going for it all down the far sideline, and he overshoots the intended receiver this time. Chris Jenkins, step for step on the coverage.
Jenkins, great job on the defense that time, Brian, as he not only was there, but he pushed him to the boundary where he had no room to make that catch. So Chris did a great job there on the defensive side of the football. Good to have him back out on the field.
2nd and 10 for the Red Devils. Lewis, 3 receivers to his left. Moritz back in the ball game, and he's letting it be known as he rumbles down to the 41-yard line.
He's a load, Brian. There's no doubt. He's not 100% as he's got a little hobble in his step going back to the huddle, but picks up about 5, a little less than 5, 4 plus on that one.
Oh, he is a load. 3rd and 5. Trips to Lewis's right. Vikings showing pressure. Lewis eludes it. First down coming out of the backside of the formation. He's got the first down. Colin Moore and Jenkins combined for the stop, but Lewis took some punishment.
He's a little slow to get up, but he does. He gets back to the huddle. But, Brian, he is so shifty when he gets in there, and he reads the block so well that, you know, he's looking upfield, keeping those eyes up, and he sees the defender there, and he just kind of sets them up and cuts off of their mistakes and gets the first down.
Quite a weapon. Vikings have to keep the Red Devils off the board as time's ticking away here in the ball game. Lewis past to Moritz. That might be a fumble. Ball's loose, and there's the near side officials calling it an incomplete pass. It was a late whistle.
Wow. I don't know about that.
Boy, let's by Caleb Parsons. So it'll bring up 4th and 8. Big stop, big opportunity here.
So the Viking defense standing strong here, Brian. Let's see on 4th and 8. I bet they wish they had a Raider to come in and kick this ball, but they don't, and they're going to go for it.
Ethan Vargo Thomas the last couple of years, so they got spoiled. Who's now taken his abilities to Fairmont State.
They're going to have to take a timeout. This play clock's going to run out.
And that's timeout number 2 of the second half for the Raiders. Will step out. 7:28 to go, 13-10. The Red Devils lead it. More football after this on C98, the Bull.
Hi, this is Gab.
Pass is incomplete. And the Vikings will take it on down.
Devils go for it, and Malachi Lewis's pass falls incomplete. Some good defense by the Vikings in the secondary, and we have a Red Devil shaken up back on about the 3-yard line, and that is David Spalding.
Injury timeout on the field.
Looks like he might be cramping, it appears. 7:22 to go in this one. What more can you ask for, Jeff? It's a 3-point ball game. You got a chance to win it. You got the football, and you have 81 yards in front of you.
Yeah, sounds a little bit like a movie script, doesn't it? Let's see if we can make this a happy ending as the Vikings with the football have shown the ability, Brian, to move the ball. Just haven't been able to get it in the end zone here in the second half, and turnovers and just a few little mistakes here and there have kept the Vikings from taking the lead here in the second half. Still 13-10, the same score we had at halftime, as neither team been able to break into the scoring column here in the second half. And Brian, that's a testament to the Viking defense. This Oak Hill offense has been high-powered, been able to put up a lot of points, and the Vikings have shown themselves strong here on the defensive side.
170 rush yards for the Vikings, and they'll get a few more. Popping out of there, nearly biting off a huge chunk of yards was Keller. He'll get 8.
We caught them in the wrong defense. They hadn't adjusted, and they were trying to get to that side, but the Vikings got the ball off before they could get set, and Keller took advantage of it. So he lowers the shoulder and gets about 8 yards on that first down carry.
2nd down and 2, staying in manageable 2nd and 3rd downs. We'll give it to Casto, still on his feet. Or no, excuse me, Chris Jenkins, his first carry of the night. Showing a little bit of put the foot in the ground and turn it upfield, showing some burst.
Sure enough, got some fresh legs back there at that tailback position. And Chris fires up in there for the first down, so Vikings move the chains, get a fresh set of downs.
A lot of hands on hips right now. That Oak Hill defense. Pitch out near side. Jenkins, not much room to work with, and he'll just put his shoulder down and pick up a yard.
But Brian, you got to like that. Jenkins comes out of there, as you said, not much room, and he saw that the closer he got to the sideline. He lowered his shoulder, was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, not take a loss on that carry.
2nd and 9, 6 minutes remaining on the clock, 13-10. Your score, it's a scoreless second half so far. Vikings would like to change that here on this drive. Handoff, first man through.
Keller.
Nice gainer for Keller. Just a quick little dive play, and his quickness has given them some fits on that.
He picks up good yardage on that 2nd down carry. Going to make it 3rd and about 4.5, Brian, for the Viking first down. Let's see what coaching staff can come up with here.
Pitch behind Jenkins. He's going to be tracked down for a loss, and that play was doomed from the beginning, and it's long.
Penetration killed the Vikings on that play as they got back to Pritt. He had to get rid of it quickly, and they had that one diagnosed exactly right. Fantastic play defensively by Long, and it looks like the Vikings, with 4:50 to go, are going to roll the dice and go for it. Yeah, this is going to be the play of the game right here, Brian. If they can get a first down, keep this drive going. If not, they're going to give up great field position to Oak Hill. Only 2 timeouts remaining as well. Pritt in the gun, time to throw. He'll step up in the pocket, looking downfield. He's got Carter Neal, first down. 35-30, fumbles the football. Chris Jenkins picks it up, and he'll fight down to the 25. Whoa. Wow. Tyson Pritt steps up in the pocket and delivers a strike to the sophomore. Neal not happy about losing that ball at the end of the play, but Chris Jenkins right there. Good job of following, not giving up on that play, and picks up the fumble, gets it to the 25, as you said, but you made a great point. Pritt makes a big play under pressure from the backside. Handoff to Jenkins. He's going to be stacked up. Maybe a loss of a yard. Just nothing there for the Vikings junior as he takes the ball deep and tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second now and about 10 once again. He'll lose a yard. Yeah, make it 11. It's a lot of man in there, and Derek Sullivan to move him off the spot. 3:55. Remember, we've got a capable kicker who could tie this thing up. Here comes D'Amico. Boy, fakes again. Boy, if they give that to him, as Keller stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Oak Hill sold out, Brian. They had 9 guys in the box that time and were setting up for that run, and they just stuffed it. They knew what was coming. It's now the Vikings, 3rd and long. Football now at the 32, going backwards. 3:20 to go in the ball game. Showing pressure again. Pritt, time to throw. He'll step up into the back of the end zone. Parker Boyd just overthrows him. He had him. Parker Boyd got separation. Was open. Yeah, he sure was. He got separation in behind the Oak Hill defenders. The Cardinals sin by a defensive back, letting a receiver behind you on 3rd and long. And the Vikings, this is going to be a huge play. 3:12 to go, trailing 13-10, Brian. 4th down and 11. This would be a 44-yard field goal if they would attempt it on the edge of Devon's range. They were going to go for it, and a timeout by the Vikings. And, Jeff, that is their second timeout of the half. They have 1 remaining. Both teams. And, Brian, let's thank Jeff and Cindy once again out at the Yacht Club in Fairplain for another fantastic meal here in the press box. We heard the comment tonight that from one of the visitors that they'd heard we had the best press box food in the state, and there's no doubt about it. If you don't believe it, just try Fairplain Yacht Club. Jeff and Cindy would love to have you out there. They've got a great menu. See Noah Casto down there. You wonder why we haven't seen him in the game. He's got an ice pack on his left knee. Oh, man. So hopefully he's okay. Yeah, he's really. But, Jeff, I cannot help but reflect on the jumping penalty. I'm not sure what it's called. It's a 14-13 game right now without the personal foul on Noah for leaping over a defender. Yeah, he's played his heart out here tonight on both sides of the ball. Big play right here, Brian. Let's see if the Viking offense can get the yards needed for a first down. Zone defense for the Red Devils. He's going to throw it up for Parker Boyd. In and out of his hands. He was hit as he was trying to catch it. Falls incomplete with 3:06 to go. And if we got the replay, Chris Jenkins, they ran that little wheel route with him, and Brian, he was wide open, I do believe, down the right side. Parker drew all the coverage just as the play was drawn up for. And, man, still almost made a big play on that ball, but my goodness.
So now with one timeout, you can't let them get a first down with 3:06 to go in the ballgame.
No, we've got to use our timeouts properly. We've got to get stops, as you said. We cannot let them get a first down. If they do, they just get to victory formation and it'd be all over.
So the football is resting at the 27-yard line. That's where they take over. The Vikings lose it on downs. 3:06 to go in the ball game.
Our guys from Mountaintop spoil us, don't they? We get to see these replays.
Yeah,
see if we make the right call or not.
I do miss being home when we're on the road, and that's one of the big reasons why. You mentioned Jeff and Cindy's food. That's a big reason why. And then the Mountaintop guys. So great to be home. Great to be with them. Lewis, can the Vikings get it done? Here's a handoff right up the middle, a gain of a yard.
Good stop on first down. 3 minutes to go.
There's James Green on the carry, gain of a yard to the 28. Bradley Anderson in there on the stop.
So you mentioned Casto being hobbled over there on the sideline, and looks like their running back is also Moritz. Hasn't been out there for a few plays either.
2:35, clock turning, 2nd and 9. Lewis. It looked like they moved a little bit early, and then the ball carrier
penetration
goes right to the turf. It was Green again, so it'll be 3rd and long.
And that's 28 for the Vikings out there. Big play.
To Vaughn.
Yeah, and Vaughn made a super play.
Play the ball game right here with 2:05 clock turning, 3rd and 9.5 at their own 27.
You called it the Vikings can make a stop here, Brian. They got that timeout in their pocket. They can stop the clock and give the offense a chance to get back out there.
Here's Lewis milking the clock. 5 seconds on the play clock. Snap back. He'll keep it. Calls his own number. Left side, and he's going to be short. The 35. He's about 2 yards shy. I thought he was going to get there. Viking defense closed quickly.
The Vikings going to use the timeout here. They're going to let the clock run.
1:31, clock turning.
Another 30 seconds or so possibly can be run off this clock. 4th and short for Oak Hill. It has been short, 3 yards, but that's been short for them most of the night. So they're going to have to make a choice, probably burn their last time out, try to punt this thing away.
A lot of time running off this clock. They're going to milk it down to 1:03 left in the ball game, and they take their final timeout. That's a tough call. Do you take the timeout there, your final timeout, and save 30 seconds, Jeff, or do you save it for your offensive possession?
Yeah, I don't like to second guess either, Brian. But 30 seconds is a lot of time.
Tough decision.
You know, if you got the confidence in your defense to go out there and make a play on 4th down, you stop it and you challenge them. If Oak Hill does decide to go for it, I just don't see them going for it with the ball on the 35-yard line. We go 15 yards. We're in field goal range for Raider to tie this thing up and send it to overtime. So more than likely, they're going to punt it out of here now anyway, and that 30 seconds could have been very valuable. But I also understand, you know, you don't put yourself in a situation where you can't stop it if you need it, if they would happen to make a first down.
They're going to go for it.
Wow.
Goodness. 4th and 2.
Watch Lewis.
At their own 35 with a 3-point lead. Lewis takes the snap. He'll keep it. And he's got the first down by half a football. Gutsy call pays off for the Red Devils. Right up the middle. 3-yard gainer on 4th and 2.
And that will do it, Brian. They're going to victory formation. We've only got one timeout left. They're going to run this thing down inside of 25 seconds or so.
So a valiant effort by the Vikings here on homecoming. They're going to come up 3 points short. Boy, I am going to remember that penalty call, taking the touchdown off of the board in the first half. That is a tough pill to swallow as they hand it off, and he'll be stacked up. Bradley Anderson in there on the stop. It's 27, Tyler Ashmore again. Get a yard. Actually lose a yard. And that'll do it. Vikings, valiant effort comes up short here tonight to the Oak Hill Red Devils. We'll step out when we return. We'll have the WVU Medicine Jackson General Hospital postgame report after this on C98, The Bull.
At the conclusion of the game.
Thanks to Mountaintop Media program sponsor Amanda Greer Photography. Sessions are by appointment only, and you'll want to book quickly because the appointments are filling up fast. We couldn't do this stream without her. And thank you to our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors for supporting Viking football and supporting the streams. Because of the generosity of these businesses, Mountaintop Media is able to bring you this stream absolutely free.
Drop a heartbreaker here to the Oak Hill Red Devils. They are now 0-3 all time against the Red Devils, but Jeff, a much better performance here tonight than the previous two against this club. The Red Devils get out of here probably taking a big sigh of relief. We dodged a bullet. They improved to 4-1. The Vikings fall to 0-5, but you know, a lot to build off of here tonight for the Vikings. You saw a different football team here tonight, and they gave themselves a chance to win this ball game. Couple penalties, couple turnovers, the difference for them, but they certainly played hard enough and made enough big plays to win tonight. They just couldn't get the critical one at the moment they needed.
Yeah, you know, people will say, well, they took us lightly. I think we were prepared. I think our kids were mentally prepared. They were physically prepared. They came out. Oak Hill showed the ability to move the football, especially in the first half, but we kept them off the scoreboard for most of the night. They led 13-10 at halftime. Nobody scores in the second half. That's kind of mind-boggling. Vikings had a couple good drives going. Got the turnover bug that bit them a little bit, and then you know, on the last drive, just weren't able to complete the pass late in the game. Oak Hill, hats off to them, 4th and 3 at the 35-yard line, I believe, of the Vikings.
You better get it, and they did.
And they did, and you know, that was a ball game. We had one timeout left, not enough to stopped the clock enough after they got the first down to keep them from kneeling and winning the ball game. And that's just exactly what happened. Tough loss here at home on homecoming night, 13-10.
Noah Casto ended the game, 22 carries, 97 yards and a touchdown. Did not finish the game. Something apparently wrong with his left leg. His knee was wrapped up after at the end of the ball game, so hopefully he'll be okay and be able to come back next week. But Jeff, he was a difference maker. I thought the running game with him, Keller, Tyson did a very nice job tucking it, making some plays, using the jet sweep action, also the I'm drawing a blank. Using the run game with Tyson to try to open up some of those lanes, and they did so in a lot of opportunities. So they can build off of that next week. If they can get that passing game clicking a little bit with that run game, they got a chance to maybe pull off a shocker next week.
Yeah, and then we found the tight end out there tonight too.
Yeah.
Made some big plays. And that young man made big plays on both sides of the ball here tonight. Very great effort given by the sophomore. Man, this is a tough one.
This one stings.
Yeah, this one stings. You know, everybody was expecting, I think, honestly, that they were going to come in here, and if we could just, make it a ball game and keep them from scoring 40. We did all that and had a chance to win this game, and that's what makes it even that much tougher. We've heard the coaching staff say, especially Coach Sayre, we don't believe in moral victories. And, at the end of the night, we're 0-4.
Yep, the Vikings will go back to the drawing board again, and they will have to take on a pretty good Roane County team here next week, Jeff, that has had our number over the last couple of seasons. They've beat us pretty good once here and once in Roane County last season.
Yeah, and they were up like 34-0, I think, tonight. So they'll be coming into this ball game, feeling really good about themselves. So another big chore ahead for the Vikings next week.
What do you do if you're Coach Sayre to pick your team up off the mat? Because this could go one of two ways. It could really break the back of this football team, or it could energize them a little bit.
Well, I think you go in and you probably, compliment the kids on the effort, compliment the kids on staying in the game the whole night, and really not getting into specifics until you look at the film and see what breakdowns we had, where we had them, and when we had them. And, it'd be real easy to say, guys, if we hadn't turned the ball over here, if we hadn't done this, we hadn't done that. And really you got to try to get some positives out of this because this Oak Hill football team came in here pretty high, as you said, great record, and only losing to a very, very good Princeton team. So, our kids, the effort was there. It was just so close, but yet still so far away at the end of the night.
So a heartbreaker here tonight for the Vikings as they fall to 0-5 on the season. And we'll host Roane County next weekend as we wrap things up here from Memorial Stadium. Make sure you tune to C98 tomorrow as the Mountaineers will host the Texas Tech Red Raiders in Morgantown at 3:30. Be sure to tune in to C98 tomorrow at noon for all the pregame festivities. We say thank you to all of our sponsors of Viking football all season long right here on C98 The Bull. Special thanks to Rick Shannon, our station manager, and Jennifer Redmond for all of her hard work back at Viking Control. Again, thanks to the Mountaintop Media guys for being here tonight. Good to be with them again. And one more time, thanks to everyone involved for Mike Rubin's tribute sign. A great night that will not soon be forgotten. For Jeff Waybright, Phil Wyman, I'm Brian Johnson. Have a great homecoming weekend. Good night. God bless.